All right. Good morning, good morning. Hi, guys. If we can have everybody come in and take a seat, we're going to get started. Charles Hoskinson is going to come on stage in a little bit. So yeah, let's get, hi. No. Actually, I think you can do that here. We're in Colorado. All right. Okay, so my name is The Blonde Broker. I'm an upcoming TV show host on Netflix. I've been in the crypto space for a long time now. I'm going to be your MC for the next 2 days, and hope you guys had a great night last night. I know I did. I actually went to bed pretty early. Rand told me to be here at 7:30, and then, we're getting started at 9, so I don't know why he did that. But let's go ahead and give a round of applause to the amazing Rare Evo team. Right? Awesome, yeah. So there's a lot of work that has gone into that. So we just want to say thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to all of the attendees. We hope you guys have an amazing time this year. So today, the exhibition hall opens at 9:30. That's going to be found next door. And then at noon, we have our VIP lunch. At 12:30 today, this is going to be totally awesome. We have a charity influencer dunk event. So yeah, you can go dunk your favorite influencers. It's going to be live streamed. Also, this conference is going to be live streamed as well, so make sure to check the link out. And then at 8 p.m. tonight, we have our official after party sponsored by World Mobile. So we're going to have a good time. We're going to turn up. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our very first speaker. You guys might know him as one of the first original co-founders of Ethereum, the founder of Cardano, and the founder of Input Output Global. Let's welcome Charles Hoskinson on stage.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Liking Colorado? It's not bad, huh? It's a beautiful place. Yeah, I grew up here in Hawaii. So, it's been a year. Lots happened, huh? Last time I was on this stage, we said, hey, the age of governance has begun, and there's a lot to do, a lot to build. So what do? Well, worked on 1694. Anybody participate in SIP 1694? Show of a few hands. There we go. And then we got Intersect, the members-based organization. That finally got established, starting to recruit, starting to grow. Got the Constitution underway. There's going to be a convention next year in Argentina. Yeah, there's some people excited. And you know what? Enormous amount of stuff shipped while working on governance, which is the most complicated thing I think any cryptocurrency can do, because basically you're building an on-chain government of a digital nation with 4 million people in more than 100 countries. Kind of a fun thing. Hydra shipped. Mithril shipped. Node 8.x shipped. All kinds of updates shipped. People are building. We're number one for development activity right now amongst all the cryptocurrencies. TVL grew by over 200% in a downturn. How about that? Transaction volume's up. We're at 8 million native assets. And Masari is finally writing nice stuff about us. How about that? That's what an ecosystem looks like. It's not the sudden spikes and sexy fun bull markets and cool stuff in 2021 or 2017. It's the continuous, endless, relentless pursuit of perfection. Japanese call it kodawari, the relentless pursuit of perfection. That's what we do. We wake up every single day and we grind as an ecosystem. And it's hard to build. How many people are building in this room? Do you feel like you have all the funding you need, all the staff you need, all the love you need, all the media you need? No, it's hard, but you're here. And because you're here in the bad times, in the down times, means one day you get to enjoy the good times. You see, the people in this room, I've always believed, in the rooms like this room, people who have the right to actually dream and change things. It's not too far out that there's going to be thousands of D-reps on Cardano, People are already using Sancho.net. You'll see a demo here today with Sam Leathers. You guys like Sam? Oh yeah, great guy. And he's going to talk all about Node 8.3, DREP registration, DREP delegation, vote tallying. You can even fork Sancho.net. How about that? Next year, thousands and thousands of people will be involved in the governance of Cardano across the world who have never met each other in person, yet work together closer than they would family. And that's going to unlock so many things: money, vision, brilliance, diversity. But more importantly, it makes Cardano an institution unto itself that will be here for a very long time. You see, I'm just tired of living in a world where everybody's cynical and the institutions are broken. Nobody trusts anybody. Whenever you say something's going to happen, nobody believes it, or they think it won't happen the way you promise, because we've been let down. Let's be honest. You can't look to a single thing, healthcare, education. You can't look to any aspect of human endeavor or life lately without looking to something that was a bit disappointing. And every now and then, people come together and they say, you know, we could do better. We can change things. What this movement has always been about, the cryptocurrency space, for more than 10 years, and by the way, it was not about money, because when we got started back in the Bitcoin days, we didn't have any money. You know, you talk about downtimes, this coffee was free. I had to pay for my coffee at the first Bitcoin conference. We had no coffee. I was very angry about that. It wasn't about money, it was about philosophy, because everybody in that movement was really tired. We were just tired of being lied to. We were tired of being told we should just shut up and sit in the corner. We have no power. And it was inconceivable, things like $10,000 Bitcoin. It was inconceivable that governments would mention Bitcoin or talk about it. In fact, in the early days, I remember Reddit and other places, anybody, regardless of how trivial and small they were, that mentioned the word Bitcoin, we'd all get really happy about it. We'd be like, oh my God, did you hear that Gary Johnson mentioned Bitcoin? They're like, wow, that's incredible. And now it's just part of the cultural milieu. Everybody understands it. You know, the show Billions, they're complaining about Solana shitcoiners. You know, you're like, wow, we've gone a very long way in less than 10 years. But what united us and kept us strong, and the true people, the true philosophers of it, was this idea that we need to have a better way of trusting each other and working with each other. We need to have a better way of building institutions that aren't just don't be evil, but can't be evil. That was the uniting thread throughout the whole set. And Cardano is leading the entire cryptocurrency industry in this. Bitcoin and Ethereum, the other two big guys, they've recused themselves. They've said we don't want to do on-chain governance. In the case of Bitcoin, it's anarchy. Great, they can't change, which means they have to live with design decisions made by a single person more than 13 years ago and hope to God it's still relevant 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. There's no way to change it. Well, good luck. As for Ethereum, their founder said, on-chain governance is a fool's errand. You can't do it. You can't achieve it. Okay. So how do you deal with the fact that when you have 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, 400 million users, you have to represent them, their needs, their voice, their particular use cases? How the hell do you build a product backlog without just making yourself king for life? Is that decentralized? Is that what we signed up for, having a beneficent leader who lives on the mountaintop? How are we any better than what we assert that we're going to replace? The only way we're going to get it done is to build an on-chain government. And why they don't do it is they're scared, because they don't know how. There's trust issues. It's hard. How do you maintain the consistency we've all come to love and admire and enjoy? 2,100 days plus, the Cardano network has been running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by you, the stake pool operators. Never down. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Microsoft has gone down since then. Google has gone down for 20 minutes. Amazon has gone down. Think about that. Trillion-dollar massive corporations with hundreds of thousands of people, the best engineers, mountains of money. And they own the fucking hardware. We don't. Just a bunch of people come together, never met each other, are running this protocol, attacked every single day. If there is a flaw in it, there's a $10 billion bounty to break it, and it's still running. That's something that's very special. And it should never be discounted, it should never be trivialized, and we can never allow other people in the cryptocurrency space to just take that for granted. It's a sacred thing. Yet somehow, some way, we're going to not only preserve and protect that, but enhance it when every single decision is now made in dozens of countries throughout the world. It's a pretty crazy idea. And that's why people are scared of decentralized governance, because they view it as something that takes away. But I've never believed that, because I always believe in the best in people. I believe in the best in you, and I think if you give people a chance to rise up and show you who they are and what they can do, they'll do amazing things. So that's our challenge, and that is why Cardano, I feel, is probably going to become the biggest cryptocurrency in the world. I think it's going to become more than a cryptocurrency. I think it's going to become the backbone of a new digital nation, a new society, a place where we can finally begin to trust each other again, where we move from don't be evil to can't be evil, a place where we do our voting, a place where our money lives, a place where our digital life lives, in every dimension and aspect of it. Because we deserve that. It's 2023. We do. The world has moved on. We don't need to live in economic systems, political systems that were designed in the 18th century and 19th century. I'm sorry. The world's moved on. Apparently, women are equals. Go figure. Apparently, people should be equal to each other. People should, each and every person, regardless of who they're born to, their last name, the geography that they come from, should be the same. But you know what? We say it, we put it in documents, but the people who wrote it didn't mean it, even in the founding of the United States. They always had in the back of their mind, well, there's always an exception to the rule, because that's what humans do. It's great for us and our friends and our family, but that guy over there, I don't know that guy. Can't take care of him. And that's why you can't trust people with things like your rights. That's why you can't trust institutions to always be moral and virtuous. And that's the core of what we build as a system, is a different way of doing things where you don't have to trust. There's something transcendent about it. We have this in life. It's called physics. No matter where you're born, no matter where you live, no matter how rich you are, gravity applies to you the exact same fucking way. You can't go and buy a gravity certificate. Okay? So it's about time we create an artificial laws of physics, a social physics, and that's what blockchain is about. It's to guarantee that our God-given rights are exactly the same regardless of who we are, where we come from, our particular beliefs and opinions. And a society should be built on these foundations. And that's why crypto will never die. And that's why we must build a decentralized government. That's why you must build it with us. Because each and every one of you has a different perspective, a different opinion, a different vision, a different reality. You all come from different backgrounds, many from different countries, speak different languages, different life stories. Those should be a value add. Those together should make all of us better. That's what we're going for. The rest of the stuff, like the technology, we're really good at that. Why? Because it turns out that when you embrace diversity and you embrace decentralization, you get really good ideas. 168 researchers have written more than 180 papers containing protocols from everything from multi-party computation to zero-knowledge cryptography to identity software. You name it, it's been designed and built, or we know the guy who figured it out or gal who figured it out and we can steal it. Because that's how open source works. You see, it's not a technology problem. It's not a feature problem. At its core, it's a social problem. And the first to solve that is the one who wins, because once you've solved it, you can harness the power of millions of people to basically take whatever you need to solve whatever you need. That's the magic of it. For example, Mithril. We have cryptocurrencies like Mina and Cello, and they raise all this Silicon Valley money, and they go and they do the beautiful 15 slide point deck, and they have the slicked back hair and the suit. And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna conquer everything. We're good to go, man. Constant size blockchain. We're like, okay, we can solve that with threshold signatures. You still have to archive it, so why would you build a network with constant size? What you're really saying is you want it to run in a cell phone. Great. One paper, one team, small group of people, they implemented it. It's now running on Cardano. And we already have the second generation of the technology being researched. And speaking of diversity, Algorand had this great paper called Compact Certificates. The guy who wrote it, we called him up and we said, boy, we love that paper. Why don't you come take a sabbatical, come out to Scotland for 6 months and work on this? He said, that sounds fun. I love whiskey. Left Boston, came over, Mithril 2, almost ready for publication. Roll it in organically. You just all get it. It just happens. That's what diversity is about. We're technically competitors, according to Stacy, with Algorand. Although I like Silvio, he's a good friend. But yet somehow, some way, people on that side of the aisle want to work with us. Why? Because it's just about creating things. It's just about building things. It's another great point about this conference here today. We got VeChain here. We got others here. It's not about Cardano versus Ethereum versus Solana, these other things. It's fun to go razz people on Twitter. It's kind of like an MMA fight or these things. Okay. But, we have so much more in common with each other than we do apart. And we're all building, and we're all thinking, and there's a time where we need to start embracing each other and building together and learning from each other. So that's why I don't worry about the features and the technology. If there's something good, we'll take it. We'll probably invent it, but if we didn't invent it, we sure as hell can at least make it better. And by the way, the biggest companies do this. Very soon, a new iPhone's gonna come out. You're gonna have Tim Cook, and he's gonna say, Apple is innovating. We have added USB-C, and the cable is $80. And you know what? They're gonna make $500 billion off of it, so fuck, that shit works. So that's good business. And you know what? A lot of you are becoming great at business too. That's another reason why I'm so excited about decentralized governance. It's not just the idea flow, it's the new business models, it's the new agility. God, there's so much amazing creativity we see in so many different projects here. There's over 160, I think, that I know of on Cardano, and there's hundreds more that are under construction, about 1,000 plus different things that people are building at different sizes. And that's in a down market where nobody's caring. And a lot of those people are real tough and scrappy, and they're going to run the multi-billion-dollar companies in the future. So. It's the greatest honor of my lifetime to actually be part of this and watch that. Every time I feel down, bad interview, negative book, Netflix documentary, whatever. Actually, there's one coming out. I went to Papua New Guinea. It's going to be fun. Probably get on Joe Rogan from that one. But every time I feel down about that, I look to you, and you give me inspiration and hope. No matter where I go, I was in Wyoming a few years ago, and I see these little kids, 12 years old, and they come up to me and they say, we're huge fans. I say, really? I say, you know about Cardano? They say, I know about Cardano. We run a stake pool. It's like, fucking 12-year-old runs a stake pool? The Shoshone kids, it's a little high school they have there. It's like town of 20 people. The only thing they like is Cardano. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. And from that all the way to having dinner with the governor of Wyoming, talk about all kinds of things, to everybody in between. It's just so incredible when you travel around the world and you see all the different people. And they never come up to me and ask me for money. They never come up to me and ask me for, some investment or something like that. Usually they come up to me and they just want to tell me what they're building. That's what they want to do. They say, I have this great idea and here's what we're doing. And they would talk to me about philosophy. That brightens my day. It's a rare gift to go to 73 countries and see people all across the world that you've never met before. They know you, and they come from different walks of life, and they're friendly and open, and they just want to share some crazy idea about how they're trying to use a technology you conceived of to solve a problem, whether it be Burundi or Niger, or CAR, or whether it be in Vietnam or some other place. You know what? You're all part of that. And that's going to be your lived experience too. That's the magic of what we've created together here. And as we open up a decentralized government, just think about the conversations some of you will have in the next 24 months. If you have a decentralized government, you have a budget. If you have a budget, you have to argue what goes in the budget, what not in the budget. So now you're talking about roadmap and vision. So you're going to be sitting there in your underwear at 1 o'clock in the morning. It's always how it works out. Looking at a pie chart and being like, should we invest 30% or 35% of the annual budget into development? God, what should we do? What about that proposal? Should we focus on post-quantum or wait a year or two for that to mature a little bit more? I got to call this guy. You call somebody up. It's like, I'm just having a hard time. I don't know if I should vote for this budget or not. It's literally going to be your lived experience. Careful what you wish for. But you know what that does? It'll get tens of millions of dollars of resources to people all around the world to go and continue building up Cardano, in addition to the people who already do that. And as Cardano grows, millions turn to billions, and the ecosystem grows. But the priorities are now yours. The backlog is now yours. Cardano is for the people and by the people. It's honest. And that's all I wanted to do. And you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to go anywhere, because this is my home. So we're going to have a really fun day. We're going to have great conversations throughout this conference and the ones that come after. And I cannot wait to see how everything pans out. Thank you all for being my friend, and thank you all for being part of my extended family. Cheers.